Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation Thunderball, turn 13.8 KMT. It is July 1942. I have 4 IPP to spend. I'm going to purchase 1 mountain infantry for 4. I won't have any movement at all. I will just place 1 mountain infantry, bringing me up to 3 mountain infantry. I collect 1 IPP. Okay, we'll now start the USA's turn. I have 7 tech rolls. First, I tried for radar at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 10, so I succeeded. Second, I tried for improved factories at a 7 or higher. PBE generated an 8, so I succeeded. Radar is at stage 3. Improved factories is at stage 2. Third, I tried for improved construction at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 2, so I failed. Fourth, I tried for amphibious doctrine at a 7 or higher. I generated a 7, so I succeeded and I advanced to stage 2. Fifth, I tried for jet fighters at an 8 or higher. PBE generated a 4, so I failed. Sixth, I tried for long-range aircraft at an 8 or higher. PBE generated an 11, so I succeeded and advanced to stage 4. Seventh, I tried for large ship construction at an 8 or higher. PBE generated a 6, so I failed. I just want to establish the fact that I have the worst luck when it comes for rolling for important technology. So in V3, the most important tech was wartime economy. And in my last 4 games of V3, I achieved wartime economy on turn 15, three of those 4 games. And in this game, the most important technologies for the USA and Japan are improved construction and large ship construction, and I'm stuck on stage 3 for large ship construction, but improved construction is even worse at stage 2. I'm on track to achieve improved construction on turn 17. Boston Bruce asked the USA to lend-lease him a fighter. I pointed out that on Germany's Western Front, let's go over here, looking at the situation here on Germany's Western Front, there are 6 German aircraft to 2 Allied aircraft that are in Spain, which is 3-to-1 ratio. But on the Eastern Front in Russia, there's 6 German fighters to 6 Soviet aircraft, a 1-to-1 ratio. Regarding land units, Germany has 33 non-militia land units in the Western Front compared to the Allies having 15 land units in Spain, so a 2-to-1 ratio. But in the Soviet Union, Germany only has 36 non-militia land units, even if you count the 5 airborne. There's 3 airborne in, is that Lithuania? And 2 in Warsaw. Even counting those, Germany has 36 non-militia land units. And just in Leningrad and Moscow alone, the Soviets have 36 non-militia land units. So again, 1-to-1 parity. Well, that's 1-to-1 just between those 2 cities. So Russia has a tremendous advantage in how many units they can afford to lose, and there's nothing for Germany to feed into Russia. Bruce did a masterful job of attacking, scorching the rail capacity, and then falling back. That was a really nice attack by Bruce to scorch that, because it's really hurt Panzer J's logistics. Purchases. Let's get this over here. Swivel down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to purchase, I have 75 to spend. I'm going to purchase 5 infantry for 15, 3 advanced artillery for 12, that's 27, 2 fighters for 20, that's 47, 1 strategic rocket for 3, that's 50, and I think that might be the first time someone's purchased a strategic rocket, because it really made no sense in V3 to purchase a strategic rocket. So one thing that got fixed in V4. 2 minor factories for 16, that's 66. I was up to 50 with the strategic rocket, so that gets us up to 66. I'm going to upgrade a minor port to a major port for 4, that's 70. And I'm going to begin construction of a fortification in Midway for 5, that's 75. Don't save any. One more thing I'd like to discuss is the guys have been teasing me for running away from Silk with my Navy, and that has angered a sleeping giant. I can't keep waiting for a naval engagement. Silk, it's happening. I'm going to engage you in naval combat in the Pacific. Let's get it on. All right. So let's see here. We've got that big force that I've got with my carriers and my battleships and heavy cruisers. Let's see here. Maybe I can rotate a little bit. Yeah, okay, perfect. That's good. So what I'm going to do is just unleash the fury on Silk. I'm going to take this destroyer out of port and go, it starts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and attack in Sea Zone P53. Then this seaplane that's in Midway is going to leave. I just got long-range aircraft. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Solomon Islands, 6 into P53, and I can land on New Britain. So that's my battle. Let me point out an interesting thing about seaplanes. I can bring this seaplane into the battle because I do have potentially a target. I could hit those transports. They're not in port. If they were in port, I'd have to have an extra range, and I just don't have it. And Silk couldn't have put them in port because he didn't have a major port for them to go into. So my seaplane will not get to attack in this battle because I can only achieve hits on naval transports or subs. I can come into the battle, but I can't roll. So what can happen here is I could hit with my destroyer, and he could hit with his destroyer, and then my seaplane would survive and it would kill off his transports. Or another thing that might happen in this battle is Silk might hit with his destroyer and I might miss with my destroyer, in which case I can take my seaplane and still continue on with the battle, hoping in the next round that I get lucky. So this is my only combat. I'm going to use PBE to generate and see what happens. Oh boy. Sorry for this delay. PBE's really thinking about it, adding up the tension. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, okay, well, I roll an 11 and Silk rolls an 8. So I didn't think about people missing here, both of us missing. We're going to go to another round. Am I zoomed in here? Yeah, okay. Get myself teed up here. Okay, round 2. So I've got one destroyer at 4. This is the American attacking. Dang it. And then, does Silk hit me? Oh, no. Okay, round 3. Yes! Oh, that's so very satisfying. And does he hit me back in retaliation? He does not. Okay, the reason that this is particularly happy for me is because I believe Bruce has been keeping track. I think that destroyer, is this destroyer the one that I gave Silk and is one of those transports, the transport I gave to Silk? So I get to kill all 4 of those units. That was great. That was very satisfying. Okay, non-combat movement. I'm gonna need to swivel this so you guys can see my movements there in the Pacific. Maybe I'll get a little bit closer. Oops. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, from Midway, I'm going to move this whole thing because I'm ready to tangle with Silk. If he wants to bring it on, I'm ready to go, Silk. It's no more running. We're gonna see who blinks, who has the courage, and who is the coward. And then we can just stop the mockery. It'll be determined right here. You'll have the chance to fight. Do you want to bring it or not? So all these ships, which is 2 fleet carriers, 4 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 7 destroyers. They'll all leave port from Midway, move down to the Hawaiian Islands, not even go into port. I'm not going to go into port. So they're sitting there in sea zone, is that 29? In sea zone 29. So ready to go. I'm risking it. I'm showing you. We're gonna see who can talk smack and who walks their talk. So then I'm gonna move these 2 coastal subs into sea zone 29 from Midway, from sea zone 22. This transport is going to leave port and pick up 2 Marines and move over to Hawaii and drop off the 2 Marines and go into port. Because I don't need those guys to die if Silk does come. What did I do here? Oh, these are my 2 Marines. Okay, and then this transport is going to leave port from San Francisco into P-25, pick up 2 infantry, carry them over to Hawaii, and go into port with the other transport. So the only 2 that are in port are these transports. And Hawaii has 2 militia, 3 infantry, and 2 Marines. There's a heavy cruiser that's in San Francisco. It's going to leave port and go over to Hawaii and join up with the rest of these ships. And then these aircraft that are in Midway will all fly, so that I have 2 tactical bombers and 2 fighters that are in sea zone 29 on board the carriers. Then there's this destroyer that's in P-31. I don't know if that's on camera. Yep, okay. It is going to move over to P-47. So I've got a movement of 3 because I don't have a major port. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yep, I think that's... Oh, I've got one more thing, which is I'm going to strategic rail move these 2 Marines from San Francisco all the way over to Nova Scotia. And with that, I'll bring the camera over so you can see the 2 Marines are now in Nova Scotia. Okay. From New York, 2 advanced artillery are also going to strategic rail move to Nova Scotia. So those are my 4 North American strategic rail moves. From New England, 4 Marines and 1 advanced artillery are going to move into Nova Scotia. So Nova Scotia has 6 Marines and 3 advanced artillery. From the Northeast, 1 infantry and 2 airborne infantry are going to move into New England. From Washington, D.C., this heavy strategic bomber is going to fly to southern England. From New York, 3 naval transports are going to leave port and pick up 3 infantry and 3 advanced artillery from New York. So these guys are leaving port, taking these guys, 1, 2, 3, over to Sea Zone A28. And they're going to split up the way they drop off their units. 3 infantry are going to get dropped off in Galicia, Leon, with the fighters there. And 3 advanced artillery are going to get dropped off in Basque Country over here. I believe that's legal. Let me know if I have to drop them all off in the same place, in which case I might have to make a slight adjustment. From Galicia, Leon, 2 mountain infantry and 2 advanced artillery are going to move up into Basque Country. So the Americans will have 2 mountain infantry and 5 advanced artillery. I'm going to make a slight, I'm going to chip that out. From Western Andalusia, I'm going to strategic rail move up 1 infantry and 1 light armor. From Leon, Galicia, Leon, these 3 transports will leave port, and then they'll go 1, 2, 3 up here to Sea Zone A18 and go in port in Nova Scotia. All right, let's see if there's anything else. Do you have anything there? So I think that might be, I just want to look around just a moment, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I think that's it. Placement of units. All right, 2 infantry will get placed in the northeast along with, let's see. Yeah, 2 infantry in the northeast. That's what we'll do. It's funny how later in the game, it's with time running out, you start thinking like, am I putting this in the right spot? Or early in the game, it's like, oh, I'll just move it around a little bit later. Okay, in New York, I'm going to be putting 3 advanced artillery and 2 fighters. Kept waiting to get jets. Waiting and waiting, but been waiting for a lot of things. Strategy's not working out so well for me. Okay. In New England, I'm going to put 1 infantry. Let's check that one out. So we have 2 infantry. New England and 2 airborne. Okay. I think that's it for this side of the map. Oh no, I know, I forgot. I've got to put a couple factories in Galicia, Lyon. This was the reason that I was hoping Hambone would let me take something. I think I'm 2 away on improved factories. Anyway, and then I'm upgrading this minor port in Galicia, Lyon to a major port right there. That gets turned into a major port. I am going to use Triumph of Capitalism to place a strategic rocket in southern England. First time I used that sculpt. I left my strategic rockets just gray. I guess you could paint it up for every country that you think will research it. I definitely think America will research them. So I've got 2 items still to place. I have 2 infantry and a fortification. The fortification is going to get started in Midway, and the 2 infantry are going to go into San Francisco. Let me just double check that I'm not leaving. Can he go 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, I don't think he can get to San Francisco. Okay. Mighty nervous. That concludes my place units phase. It's the end of the turn, oh no, I should collect income first. I have 62 plus 12, so I collect 74 with the United States. Okay. And then it is the end of the round. We'll remove all the IPP loss trackers. I think that might be everything. Okay. And then disposition of forces. Okay. In C-Zone 29 off of Hawaii, I have 2 fleet carriers with 2 fighters and 2 tactical bombers, 3 heavy cruisers, 4 battleships, 4 light cruisers, 7 American destroyers, 1 Anzac destroyer, 1 Anzac light cruiser, 2 coastal submarines. In Hawaii, including the in port, I have 2 militia, 3 infantry, 2 marines, 2 naval transports. In Midway, I've started a fortification. I have 1 militia, 6 infantry, and 2 anti-aircraft. In C-Zone 47 in the Marshall Islands, I have 1 destroyer. In C-Zone 53, north of New Guinea, I have 1 destroyer. In New Britain, there's a Anzac militia and a seaplane. In San Francisco, there are 2 infantry. And let's go to the other side of the map. Okay. In C-Zone A44, just south of Gibraltar, to southwest of Gibraltar, area, I have 2 coastal subs. Those aren't on screen, but okay. In the Northeast, I have 2 infantry. In New York, I have 3 advanced artillery and 2 fighters. In New England, I have 2 infantry, 2 airborne. In Nova Scotia, I have 6 Marines and 3 advanced artillery. Also, I have 3 naval transports in port. going across the pond. In southern England, I have 3 American infantry, 1 artillery, and the heavy strategic bomber, along with a medium bomber. Ah, rats, I should have used that to hit something if I had been thinking. Just missed that. I forgot I had that guy. Okay. And then in Basque, I think I went over what I have in Basque, but I'll just do it again. I've got 1 infantry, 2 mountain, 1 light armor, and 5 advanced artillery. In Leon, or Galicia Leon, I have 3 infantry. I think these guys are not in port. I couldn't put them in port because I just built this guy. So I think that is the end of my turn. Next up is Panzer J with 14.1.